Jai Hind everyone. My name is Praveen Shrivas and today I'm going to start a new series which is basically on SSB interview in which I'm going to tell you about the insights and the whole information about SSB interview and the whole tests throughout the 5 days. I being appeared in SSB interview three times, two times for NDA entry and one for direct entry, and all the three times I got screened in. So I've experienced the whole proceedings of 5 days, all of the three times. So I can tell you more efficiently about the SSB interview. So friends, as you can see that SSB interview, which is also known as Services Selection Board interview. Basically, it is an interview of the candidates for the selection in Indian Armed Forces like Army, Navy, and Air Force as an officer. If you have to become an officer in Indian Armed Forces, then you have to give your SSB interview and clear it. Now there are various entries through which one can become officers. So the entries like NDA entry, National Defense Academy, CDS, Combined Defense Services, AFCAT entries, various direct entries like 10 plus 2 BTech, etc. So these are some of the entries through which one can become officer in Indian Armed Forces, and in all of the entries you have to give SSB interview. So it is very important to know all about the SSB interview. So as I said that SSB interview is a 5 day interview in which there are two stages. First is the stage 1, which is also known as screening, and stage 2, which is called conference. Now, if we divide the 5 days in stage 1 and in stage 2, the first day, which is the screening part, is considered as a stage 1, and the rest of the 3 days, day 2, day 3, and day 4, is considered as stage 2. So, as I mentioned, stage 1 and stage 2. So, if you have to get into the stage 2, you first have to clear stage 1, which is the screening part. So, screening has become so much important in every SSB interview, and I being cleared screening all of the three times. I have got screened in all of the three times, so I can tell you more about SSB interviews and screening part. So if we talk about individual stages like stage 1 in screening, screening consists of two types of tests. First is the intelligence test, in which you will be facing 100 questions of reasoning, which are in the form of verbal and non-verbal reasoning, 50 questions of verbal questions and 50 of non-verbal questions of reasoning will be asked to you, and based on your performance and score you will be given ratings like 1 star rating, which is if a candidate score between 90 to 100 marks, he will be given 1 star rating. Similarly, 2 star rating for 80 to 90 marks, and so on. There are around 4 star ratings. Okay, so your rating has become so much important, and rating around 1, 2, or 3 is good, considered as good as far as intelligence test is concerned. Now we talk about the second test, which is the most important test in screening part, and it is the test which will decide whether you are selected or not in your SSB interview screening, which is the PPDT test, which is also known as picture perception and discussion test. This test is held so much importance because it will showcase all of your skills and all of your abilities to the assessors, whether it is of narration, whether it is self confidence, participation in group discussion, or also the perception of yours. It's a psychology. So it showcase all of your skills to the assessors. Now in PPTT test, there is you will be shown a picture for 30 seconds, and after 30 seconds you will be given 4 minutes to write down a story about on the base of the picture, based on your perception. And after 4 minutes you will be divided into the groups, and then you have to give your self introduction as well as the topic narration, and then will be a group discussion. So this is the whole test, and after the PPTT test, after around 1 or 2 hours you will be given your final results, and if you clear the screening part, then you will have to appear, you will be eligible or cleared stage 1, then you can appear for stage 2 exams. In stage 2, in day 2 and day 3, day 2 you will be giving there will be a psychology test which consists of 4 tests like TAT, thematic apperception test, WAT, word association test, then there will be SRT, situation reaction test, and SD, which is also known as self description test. After psychology test, on the very next day you will be having group tasks which consist of 8 tasks and 8 tests. Okay, and after these 8 tests you will be having personal interview anytime in those in those 3 days. You will be having your interview according to your serial number, or about according to the time in which you are free. You will be having a personal interview. And remember candidates, further all we will discuss all about these tasks individually in the upcoming videos, so stay tuned for further updates, and please like and subscribe the channel. We will be having further videos in which I'm going to tell you about the individual tests and the details about the test and how to qualify each test, which is also very important. Now coming on the last day, which is also called the conference day, in which you will be having your conference, in which all the board members and your assessors will discuss whether to select you or not, and in which after the conference uh, the final result will be announced, and the chess number of those candidates who cleared the SSB interview or who got recommended are called, and the rest of the candidates are not recommended, or they are also called conference out. Okay, so the chess numbers of only recommended candidates will be announced, and if you got recommended, then further after that you will have your medicals, for which last around 4 to 5 days, and after according to the merit list you will be selected. So this was all about the SSB interview, and further we will discuss about individual tests of SSB interview in the upcoming videos. So stay tuned, and hope you all are fine and shine. So Jai Hind.